Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm Mike Stansberry, and today with me from the Lone Star State, Whitney Wiglesworth. Whitney, how are you?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I'm awesome. So Texas, I'm in Tennessee. It's kind of hot in both places right now. It's going to get hotter. So I don't know if I'm looking forward to that. I think I am. I kind of like the summer. How about you, Whitney?
No.
Now, want to stay in that AC?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So, Whitney, here we go. At Investor Fuel, this is the sponsor of our podcast. We help real estate investors, service providers, and real estate entrepreneurs 2 to 5x their businesses to allow them to build the businesses they've always wanted and allow them to live the lives they've always dreamed of. Now, Whitney, before we get into what's working with you now and kind of what your niche is, I want to know your origin story. So tell me, how did you pivot into real estate? What were you doing beforehand, and what made you decide to, I want to endeavor in this way of life?
I actually was a licensed veterinary technician in Washington State. Yeah, you get mauled enough times and you rethink, that kind of line of work. Plus, to be honest, it doesn't pay that well for the amount of damage that the animals do to you.
So you've got to have a story, keyed up for us about like maybe the worst worst experience you had with an animal.
A lot of people don't realize this, but the worst thing you can be bit by is a diabetic cat.
A diabetic cat?
Yeah, specifically because their teeth are like snake things. They're designed to close up after they bite, and their mouths are full of sugar, which is bacteria food. So people have lost limbs over diabetic cat bites.
So, folks, we're learning something new every day.
Yeah, I had one crawl all the way up my arm and just shred me. So I was on an IV antibiotics. It was nuts.
Oh, that's no fun. That sounds like a worst case scenario. All right, so you're a vet tech, and you're not in Texas. You're in Washington State. So tell me the story about how you pivoted to real estate from that occupation.
I took an online quiz that told me to move to Texas, and I was tired of Washington. So I just drove here without a plan other than, transferring hospitals. And I started dating a guy whose family had a brokerage, and he kept telling me, oh, you'd be so great at real estate. And I'm like, I don't want to do real estate. And then it turns out like I'm super great at it. So.
How about that? He saw something in you. That's awesome. Well, tell me about, your beginning in real estate. You get the brokerage, you get the license, right? And now the real work begins. How do we figure this out? Tell me the struggles, tell me the wins and the losses, and kind of the trip to where you are now. What did that look like?
So, I was kind of pushed into real estate. Originally, I was like, I don't know, this all seems like a lot. I got my license. They're like, here, go door knocking. Here's some pamphlets and like yada yada. And I was like, this actually sucks. Like walking around in the heat, knocking on doors. Nobody wants to talk to me. They're like, what are you doing at my house? I was running paid ads with money I'd saved from my other job, getting nowhere. I had a free Craigslist ad, of all things, and I got a lot of crap for that. And then one day, Palm Harbor Homes called me, and their actual uh, downtown San Antonio location is the number one volume dealership in the country. But they reached out and they're like, hey, we see you're a new agent. We're always trying to find agents to find land for us, but no agents want to talk to us because they're kind of like cats and dogs. They're two different licenses. We're kind of opposing forces usually because, mobile homes and rental communities aren't real estate. We can't sell them. People don't get it. So they taught me about land, about manufactured homes, and then I just started getting client after client. And I was like, there's more than one location. Everybody likes donuts and, brochures. So
Right.
I made my rounds. I introduced myself. I ended up working with 23 different dealerships, doing a lot of transactions with them. And at first, I was just desperate. I'm like, I need to sell something. Like, what am I going to do? I've thrown myself into real estate and I'm like, trying to stay afloat. And what I didn't think about at the time was the fact that, these are long closes typically. If they're construction, you're talking 120-day construction loan, 60 on closing, and then 60 post-close construction. So I build these relationships with people. And then eventually, guess what? They sell their house and they buy a new house. I have a client I just put under contract. I sold her first home, sold her the land for her second home, sold that home, and now I'm selling her daughter a home. So, it kind of snowballs from there. Plus, you meet, the guys at the dealerships when they want to buy a house. If they don't want to buy one of the, manufactured homes, guess who they call?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Right. You developed just a network,
Mm-hmm.
and you just began helping people. And this is when you're not in it for yourself, right? When you're okay, I think I can provide that solution. I think I can help them here. The word got out pretty quickly. So did the dealership? So these are 23 different dealerships. So different dealers of manufactured houses. Did they talk to each other, or how did you get on everybody's radar?
So the manufactured home world, at least in Texas, is very small. Everybody knows everybody. The people at every dealership, everybody kind of has their own persona. Like, I'm not with a dealership because I'm a realtor, but, they call me the mobile home queen because I know a lot about reselling them, the land for them. I actually got my manufactured home retailer license in August. And I was
Wow.
I was selling them. I was kind of on the start of a company that's doing it different. They're doing developments as opposed to just land home packages where they're move-in ready and already VA FHA with builder incentives, just like at DR Horton or Lennar or any of those places.
But they're mobile.
Um,
They're manufactured. I want to say mobile. I'm saying they're manufactured houses, correct?
Correct, but a lot of them
Yeah.
are tape and texture, like full masonry skirting, actual
Okay.
bricks.
Cool.
And then they have their in-house lending. But the idea was when I came on, because they're also a brokerage, I met them selling their land to the mobile places, and then they wanted to be a mobile, community developer. And I shouldn't say mobile either. That's so wrong. It's habit. Um, but yeah, so I started working with them, doing real estate and selling the homes. And then I realized, I couldn't ride two horses. I'm good, but I'm not that good. And, having to be in the office and do all the paperwork for the homes, I was missing out on real estate. And I'm like, let's go back to like the symbiotic relationship we had before, where I don't answer to you. I'm a free agent. Still love their product. I still plan to sell a lot of them. They do pay agents 3% on the move-in readies. But I'm like, I do way better when I can do all of my different things, buy, sell, help with construction loans. So.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
So this is every entrepreneur's sometimes in everybody that is kind of on their own, because a real estate agent is kind of their own little entrepreneurial factory. We always figure we can do it all, and we chase some squirrels. But you're like, okay, I've tried this. Now I'm going to focus back to really what was working, because with everything that we try and do, there's always a trade-off, right? And your trade-off was, I don't want to be stuck in an office selling these houses, and maybe the economics of it didn't work, because you would make more money if you're continuing to do what you're doing as an agent that procured those relationships. So, like today, this is what Whitney Wiglesworth, this is what you're doing to help people today, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm already making my new pamphlets. So I can revisit. I've already made my calls. I'm like, hey, guess what? I can sell you land again. And they're like, yay. It's like a lot of people don't know how to work those types of transactions. They're not very, pick up and just run with it.
Now, Whitney, were you going out on yourself? Were you cold calling people that own land? How did you get the land leads to sell to the manufactured houses, or the individuals that wanted to put the manufactured houses on their, on a property?
So there are people like SkyTex used to, where they would subdivide the land, and they knew that I represented a lot of manufactured home buyers. So they would call me and be like, hey, here's a plat, here's a pricing list. I have a lot of relationships like that. Plus, I've done it so long and I've done it so many times that I can tell, looking at a piece of property, pretty much if it's going to allow manufactured home or not. Like on my website, like I said, I have color coded what to expect for pricing. I know what the utilities pretty much cost in those areas. They still do a site inspection and get, a punch list with quotes. But for example, I know if it's somewhere really rocky like Bandera or Canyon Lake, you're going to need a very expensive septic system because they're going into the rock. Or the areas that need wells. So I have to think about all that, because on these loans, it's a 3-bucket thing: the home, and then the site work, and then the land. So if I know what the full package is from my experience, I'm like, okay, well, I know what this loan type, they need this much in this bucket for improvements. And then this is what we have for land, but the land at that price is going to need more than is in the other buckets. So, it's just kind of learning as you go. But that's why I put together that site. It's kind of like an FAQ for my buyers to be like, these are the red flags on land. Don't, if it looks like this, if it has this, just don't.
Right. Just walk away. Walk away.
It's not worth it. It's that price for a reason. It's a campsite.
Yeah. Well, that's what time under tension does. So you figured out your niche and you drilled down. And one of the things that is, I can think, critical for somebody is to know what you're good at. Real estate, when somebody says they're in real estate, that could mean a whole host of a lot of things. And some people want to try it all. And to have that buffet style type of business is hard to make profitable. But if you are really niched out, you can be the one that people go to and know that, okay, Whitney's going to be able to help us out because she knows the area. She knows what to avoid. I don't want to put a septic tank in a rock. Who wants to do that? Well, if you do, it's going to cost you 3.5 times as much as it would be over here. So those are the things that, people don't know what they don't know, and they trust people that want to help and have been through it. So Yeah. How long have you been in real estate? What does the timetable look like?
Almost 10 years now. It's 8 and some change. But I literally got right into it. Like Palm Harbor was like, she's new. She doesn't know to hate us. And I don't hate them. But,
Right.
like there's a lot of competition between the two. And I
Right.
haven't gotten that because I've always been on both sides of it. Like I went
Hmm.
to Palm Harbor's company Christmas party. I'm just part of the family, and
That's
I
right.
have Brost and Mikasa, Smart Choice. Like,
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
you name Titan, Clayton. I've been to the Cavco factory and seen them make the homes and all that.
S-
So I know
Yeah.
a lot about them.
Well, Whitney, maybe you can speak to this or not because I've seen some things, and it's all just on the internet. But as far as the technology in manufactured houses, I mean, there hasn't. I know what one looks like, but I've seen some things like Boxable has a product, and there's just these other products that if I'm scrolling through Instagram everything's housing with me on my Instagram feed, and so I'm seeing these tiny homes. I'm seeing these other types of manufactured homes. Are you guys in Texas doing anything different than you did 5 or 6 years ago as far as the product is concerned?
Yes, a lot. So manufactured homes have gotten more expensive since COVID. I mean, a lot of things have. I'm reselling one right now where they're going to walk away with more than somebody that had a site built that they bought at the same time. There is a lot of stigma about depreciation, but that's not necessarily true because they're typically on rural acreage on larger lots. If it's under
And
a third of an acre, you typically need a 20 grand septic. So, they're land and they're very easy to move. Renters love them because, you can depreciate them. But, I'm getting sidetracked here.
no, you're good. I like where you're going. You're going good.
Um, I mean, there's a lot that has changed with them. Now they have a lot more insulation. Most of them do. Every home's built a little different. Every factory has their own specs. And when people are buying a home, they will see those specs. Like here's where the floor joists are, the spacing on them. There's some very premium home products. I don't know if you're familiar with like Deer Valley.
I'm familiar. Yes.
Have you seen their barn dough?
I have not seen their Bondo. I'd
They're
love.
making a
We put.
four-part, two-story barn dominium that's a modular.
How about that? So Deer Valley's doing that. So I hadn't seen that yet. So I'm definitely going to check that out. I'm redoing a house that was built in 1985, and I made it into a barn dominium. And so I love that look, and I think that the barn dominium thing, especially in Texas, because if you ever, again, my YouTube algorithm, my Instagram algorithm, it's all real estate. So you were talking about the barn dominium that Deer Valley's doing, yeah, and all the new stuff coming down as far as technology is concerned, and just the different ways they're doing things in manufacturing houses. I'm kind of excited about it because we do have a housing crisis, and it'd be great if the manufactured housing is part of the solution there. That's a really good way to kind of articulate like the differences and the value differences as well, and what they were. I actually own a couple old mobile homes, and they are just hilarious. They're old. They're just old. The one's a 1971, and then one's a 76, but it's still just hilarious. But we've re-upped them, redone them, and they're good rentals for us. All right, Whitney. Well, if people want to get in touch with you in Texas, what's your Instagram handle? What's your Facebook? What website can they go to take a look at those things that you were talking about earlier? How can people reach you, Whitney?
If you go to findingyourtexas.com, it's a one-page website. It talks about I do buying, selling of homes, land, and then there's a whole blurb on kind of a guide to your land. And at the bottom, there's links to all of my socials.
Perfect. Well, folks, thanks for watching the Real Estate Pros podcast. Whitney, it was a pleasure having you on. Folks, if you want more information about her and her ability to help you in Texas, the information will be in the show notes below. Remember to like and subscribe and do all the things that the folks tell you to do. Make comments, do whatever you want to do, folks. And it's great to have you again on the podcast. Folks, we'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.